Okay, so quick video. I've started watching 2 new shows. Yes, I have no makeup and my hair isn't done. Please excuse that. Actually, I have a minute with no kids, so I have a minute apiece. But 2 shows I started watching. Snowpiercer on TNT. It's a series of the movie Snowpiercer with what's his name? Chris Evans. God, he's sexy. But anyway, it's a sequel. It's a series to that, not a sequel. It happens, I think, 10 years before the movie takes place. It's a little confusing right now. I think I'm on episode 9 is the next one coming up this Sunday, and I'm recording this on Wednesday. So, yeah. But, Snowpiercer is great. It is a wonderful show. If you like the movie, you're gonna like the show. Personally, I want to hear more stories about what went on in the front of the train. Like, I'm really wanting to know more about the beginning of the whole thing. Like, I really hope either in episode 9 or 10 we get to go back to the actual departure and figure. And spoilers, okay, let me just put that out now. Spoilers, if you're not caught up on Snowpiercer or Nos4a2, sorry, go watch them, then watch this video. But Snowpiercer, I'm really hoping we get to go back to the departure and we see what happened with Waylon. From what Melanie said, and from what I've looked on IMDb, it says Sean Bean, who, for those who don't know, he played Eddard Stark in Game of Thrones. He is supposed to be Wilford. We've not seen Wilford. As far as we know, the only Wilford is Melanie. So I'm hoping in episode 9 or 10 we get to go back and see what happened to him, and if he is really, as she says, dead, or if he got put in a drawer. I don't know. The commander guy, the guy who they call Commander, who's like the commander of the like police on the train, sorta, he's like there's like the Brigman who are overhead by this one guy who was a cop, and he's really, cool dude. He's a bald dude, he has a wife and all that, and he's cool. But then there's like another class of security on the train who are ran by this dude called the Commander. The Commander, he really looks like the guy who plays Wilford in the movie. I mean, almost dead ringer. And I know the guy the actor in the movie is Ed Harris, who's a great actor. He did wonderful as Wilford. But I'm just wondering, how are they going to play this off now that, that Melanie has said Wilford's dead and not even on the train because he just wanted the train to be a lap of luxury to see how long he could live and be surrounded by things that he enjoyed, such as acolytes and followers and stuff like that. Which is really weird. I don't know if I quite believe Melanie's story fully, 100%. But yeah, that is a good show. I don't think dude's gonna make it through this season 1. I think he's gonna be Eddard Stark, like in Game of Thrones. I think by the end of season 1, he's gonna be killed or drawered. But it's gonna be something permanent. I think that dude who he put in the drawer and turned on him, yeah, that dude is either gonna kill him or be the reason he is killed. I really hope that dude don't make it neither, because he's a douchebag. But who knows? Maybe him and the Commander make up. No, because that dude, I don't think that dude's old enough for. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that series. It's really hard to predict, which is weird for me to say, because typically I can predict these type of things. I can usually predict what's gonna pretty much happen in a series, because I watch a lot of TV. I have for years. So I can typically, see how things are gonna go. Not this series. This series has got me off guard. And it's a great series. If you like the movie, you definitely need to watch it. Yeah, I wish they'd show more of like intricacies of certain things and explain things a little bit more. I think I probably need to read the books or the comic books to get kind of more understanding of what I'm wanting, in a sense. Like, I want to know, how did it work? How did people find out about Snowpiercer? How did he get it built? It's so quick. Or, how long did it take him to build? How were tickets, were tickets given out or were they bought? I'm sure they were bought. But, how did the process go of selecting who got on the train? Was it just people who were rich? Or were there some people, like the doctor, she signed up to work for a year on this cruise train sort of thing, and she ends up getting stuck on it. Okay, well, what are other stories? I want to know. Maybe I'm asking too much. Maybe they're going to do this in other seasons, or other seasons. I don't know. But yeah, Snowpiercer, great show. Go watch it. You should. You really should. If you haven't watched it now, for one, why are you watching this video? And number two, go watch it. Okay, next show that I started watching. I'm just going to call it how I see it. I call it Nos4a2. It's a series adaptation of Joe Hill's horror novel. Nos, N-O-S, 4, as in the letter 4, then an A, and then a 2. Like the number 2. Nos4a2. Did I say letter 4? Number 4. So, Nos, N-O-S, 4, A, 2. Nos4a2 is what it's supposed to be. And talk about a series that'll make you feel like a bad parent, even if you are the best parent in the world. I'm like, oh my god, I need to treat my kids better. Like, I love my kids, I do. And every parent loves their kids. And, no parent is perfect. But it's just like, this series will make you feel like the biggest piece of crap parent in the world. And I'm not hating on the show, because I do really like the show. I love Joe Hill's book. I've only really been able to read one book of his called Heart-Shaped Box. Good book. Great book. It was weird reading an actual book instead of a digital book, but it was cool. It was a great book. I really liked it. It was great. Still like it. I love Stephen King. Practically every movie that they've made of his books, I've seen, and then I turn around and read the book. Like The Shining. I love The Shining. One of my favorite movies, and I'm not talking about the one made by Stanley Kubrick and Jack Nicholson. Don't get me wrong, that is a great, wonderful horror movie. And that's what it is. It's a horror movie. I don't see that as an adaptation of Stephen King's The Shining, because it isn't. The ending is completely different. The actual ending, for those who don't know, spoiler alert again, the actual ending, the hotel, Jack, if you've only seen the Stanley Kubrick movie, please read the book. Or watch the 1990s Stephen King made for TV version. It's in 3 long episodes. I know people don't like stuff that's made for TV, but this is so much closer to the book. And people want to talk a bunch of shit because, the effects are crappy. Okay, yeah, it's TV and it was made in the 90s. What do you expect? It's not going to be freaking movie quality. But it is really good. It's way truer to the book. It's so much better. It blows Stanley Kubrick's movie out of the water. And I'm not saying that that's a bad movie, because it's not in any way, shape, or form. I love that movie. That was my first introduction to Stephen King, so believe me, I love that movie. But it's a good horror movie. But it is not a good adaptation of Stephen King's The Shining. It's not. And I think that's what a lot of people get confused on. When you say, oh, I don't like that movie, it's not because it's a bad movie. It's because it should have been called an alcoholic suffering dry drunk in the freaking Alps and goes crazy and kills his family. When in actuality, it's the spirits of the place haunting him to make him kill Danny so that they can have Danny and have his power forever, so they can manifest physically and not just, and interact more with the living and not just, scaring the few people who have a little bit of the shining, when they come to the hotel. And anyway, Danny and the mom are getting out. The dad takes over his own body again. Like, he comes back to his senses. He's not taken over by, you know, the crazy ghost. And he tells his son, I love you. I love your mom. Please get out. Please take this book, because he's actually writing a book about all the crap that happened at the Overlook. Take my book, get it published, get people to know what's going on here. This doesn't need to happen. I'm not going to dump the boiler, because the spirits had made him go to start dumping the boiler, and he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So he ends up blowing the Overlook up. It blows up to smithereens, and it's unlivable, you know, so no one else can come visit there, which is what he wanted. And he did that to save his son and his wife. And in the movie, he just sitting there frozen like a fucking Jack Nicholson ice cube, like a Jack Nicholson sickle, whatever the fuck you would call it. And it's just totally different. It's just horrible. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Okay, so Stephen King and Nos4a2. It is by his son, Joe Hill, who, like I said, I've read one book. It's really good. I really like it, really enjoyed it. So far, I'm on episode 6 of season 1 of this series, so I don't have a whole lot to say about it, except that it is really good. It will make you feel like a piece of shit parent. No matter how good of a parent you are, it'll make you feel like a piece of crap, and that you need to treat your kids better. But it is really good. It's not so much scary as it is creepy. Like, I don't know exactly what in the hell this old ass fuckhead is doing with these kids. And don't get me wrong, Zachary Quinto is not a fuckhead, but the character that he plays in this show is a fuckhead. But and Zachary Quinto is a great actor. I love him. I loved him in Heroes. I loved him in the Star Trek movies. I loved him in American Horror Story. I love Zachary Quinto, I guess. I love him in everything that I've seen him in so far. And he's great in this part. But his character is such a douchebag. Like, oh my god. Ew. And I don't really know what's going on with him getting younger and then the kids looking like some fucked up version of child vampires from Supernatural. Like, I'm watching this and I'm thinking, god damn, when is Sam and Dean gonna bust in here and kill this fucking thing? Ew. But unfortunately they're not in it. But anyway, the main girl that we're following, at least in season 1, I don't know about season 2 yet, but in season 1 her name is Vic McQueen. Kind of like, okay, okay, Joseph, whatever. But she's kind of a tomboy, you know. She rides a dirt bike and is all, you know, the quirky artist. I'm different than every other girl. But whatever, I can follow it. I was that way in high school myself, so I feel you, hun. But still, like, get over it. But yeah, so that's her, and she has a homegirl named Maggie who pulls fucking Scrabble tiles out of a bag and does her thing. But it's really good so far. Those are 2 new series that you should start watching if you haven't. They're really good. Sorry if I spoiled anything for anybody, but I did warn y'all ahead of time. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the video, or leave a thumbs down if you want. I don't care. Either way, it looks good towards me. So, hopefully thumbs up though, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.